Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Lone Star Gamer Dad here with more Aloy, Horizon Forbidden West, and we're about to go give Gaia back Poseidon, and then we should only have one more step to go. But I'm sure we'll have some catching up to do with everybody that's here. We will do that shortly. Wow,
talks a lot.
looking good.
You would too if you knew everything there is to know about everything.
She can also crank out a whole army of machines to kick your sorrow.
Talking about Gaia. This is very livable place now. Yes, Aaron, stay on Gaia's good side. He's the one that can fix the planets.
I see you have recovered Poseidon.
Yes, but let me go over here and turn in this drone real quick. Number 2 out of 10, huh?
Okay, data module's in.
That one was for which one? I don't know. Don't know. This is going to be over Vegas, huh? I think, right? If I chose the right one. Yep, look at that. So cool. Alright, let's return Poseidon. And there's the fishies, and they are one again.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Alright, but let me talk to,
I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Okay, that's great.
Got it.
I want to talk to Gaia first, because we're going to have to do catching up with everybody, so.
Hey, Gaia. Me again.
Welcome back, Aloy. Where shall we resume?
Wow, okay, guess we'll start down here. About the old world. The old world discoveries.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. Right.
So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world. An effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Aloy could convince it.
Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures
Because
returned
the
to
Earth-
average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
Because the Earth has cycles.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley. Until the mountain was blasted apart
Right,
and buried.
until they were destroyed by the plague.
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up.
Mm-hmm.
When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here.
Yeah.
So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time.
Through the drone.
It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout.
Yeah, that was the drone. So. Our progress.
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And less pessimistic.
It is true she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
Well, she does have something she wants to talk about, so... Alright, time to go.
I guess I should get going.
As you say. Be well, Aloy.
Let's go see what Beta has to say. Then maybe we'll be able to talk with everybody else. Provided she doesn't stab us in the back. And take all of our hard work. I think it would be too early for that, but we'll see. If anything, if she was planning on do that, it would have to do with Hephaestus. Wait until after we captured Hephaestus. Or at least tracked him down.
Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac! Daddy
Oh.
sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
Well, a lot of those things do because they're...
You know, I used to watch this a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his
They reminded him
But
of
there's something you need to tell me?
the past, the future, I guess.
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servant
Right.
caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough. And then, one day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
Well,
I
because she
found
got
some
caught.
data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
Let's talk about all this.
What else can you tell us about Tilda? She liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
Fair enough, fair enough. Let's
You
get back,
said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel?
back on point here.
It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home.
Well, maybe we could go to
And
her
you're sure
home.
the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training. Toiling away. Alone.
Interesting. Alright. What about the
this
house?
Secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view. I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave.
I think the house is where we're gonna have to find her at.
You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. They didn't interest you?
I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis.
Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use?
No. Any information about them was redacted.
Unfortunate.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't! Okay? I thought of
Relax.
every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is. When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed.
You couldn't risk getting caught.
Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
No, there's a clue in there. I think it has to do with that house. We can find the house.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that.
That's right.
When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him, but he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now.
That's right. Unfortunately.
I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
Yeah, I agree, Aloy. She's not talking, and there's a reason behind it, but why? We might as well talk to some of these other people while we're down here, right? Go talk with my best buddy, Aaron.
Hey, Aloy. Is everything all right? It seemed like you and Varl were down at that basement for a while.
Yeah, everything's fine, I guess.
Well, okay. What can I do for you?
Well, your training. Yeah, how's it going?
He's still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures in it. Not much luck there, but I did find out about these holofilms. Like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram-like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those holos.
If he only knew.
It seems like you're getting a hang of this data thing.
Yeah, it's been helpful. When I could make sense of anything. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew like the rest of us. Only they let machines serve the stuff in bars. They even let the damn things cut you off before you saw the underside of a table. And that's half the fun. Now, you won't see me letting a robot serve me a pitcher anytime soon.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I should
Fair
get
enough,
going.
Aaron.
Back to reading, I guess. You be careful out there.
Oh, don't worry, Aaron. There'll be plenty of time for fighting soon, I think.
Hey, got a sec?
Of course.
Yeah, let's start with your training.
How's training?
Discovering something new about our past every day. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since I left the Embrace. Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew and versus everything I know now.
The change is hard,
Yeah, it's a lot
but it
to
gets easier
take in.
over time. It's hard to believe we're dealing with the original Zeniths. The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000 years ago.
To live on for so long, it doesn't seem natural.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding, any chance we can use that against them?
Sylens made sure that wasn't an option.
Why would he build something to hurt Far Zenith, yet allow them to capture you?
With Sylens, there's always an angle. We just don't know what it is yet.
Right.
What do you make of this Tilda the Beta was talking about?
Well, the way she described it, I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted something from Beta. Maybe because she's Elizabeth Sobek's clone? But whatever she wanted, I don't think she got it. If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our advantage somehow.
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth were on the best of terms.
Oh well. At least we can take some comfort in knowing the Zeniths don't trust each other.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there's that. Possible.
You brought up Rost before. I do think about him. You know, he was all I had. And he brought me up the best he could. Not only that, when Hades discovered who I was and sent the Eclipse after me, he sacrificed himself so I could survive. But that seems
That
like
he
ages
did.
ago. So much has happened since. What I'm doing now, I don't think he could even begin to understand it.
He'd sure
Secret
try,
lands
though.
were all he really knew. So I can't let myself dwell on him. Not with everything I have to do.
I understand. Sometimes when I think about my sister, about what she would have become if she had survived the proving, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while. But only for a while, Aloy. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back. The ones that matter, anyway.
I know. But for now, the mission has to come first.
Fair enough.
Right, it's too important.
I should get back out there.
We'll be here if you need us.
We'll go over here and talk to Zoe. And then we'll talk to our... Hey, wait a minute. Talk to our other friend, Artanauts.
Aloy,
Hey, how's everything going?
I am well, but Varl told me Beta's having a hard time adjusting to life here with us. I wish there was something I could do to help.
I'm not sure any of us can.
A tree won't bear fruit in a day. We'll do our best to make her feel welcome.
It's really all you can do, even though it's important we find out what she knows.
Found anything else combing through that data?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old world. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around than there are today. Can you imagine that? I'd give anything to see them, even as holograms. Though I know that without Artemis or Apollo, that may prove difficult. At least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia used many of them as inspiration for her machines. Her memory honors them.
Yes, it does.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data you found on something called a... museum? From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from, like you've done here for us. Maybe one day more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That sounds... crowded, but nice. The Zenith did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's despicable.
Well, I don't think it's quite that simple,
We
but
should get going.
Good luck on your search.
I don't really think they're truly immortal as much as they found a way to extend their
Holograms.
life.
Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Oh, nice. Well, that's pretty cool. Alright, where is... It's over there, okay. Just trying to find our good buddy. He's studying. Yes,
Mind if we have a
Katalo.
word?
Of course not.
You're training.
Must be strange, seeing everything through a focus now.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
Yes. It is
What do you think of
mind-blowing
this
at
place?
first.
It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations, and an acceptable training facility. Though it could use some more color.
Duly noted.
More color. Well, see, it says there's something to ask him about the Tanox, but there's really not, so...
I should get
Alright.
going.
We'll see you later,
If I can help in
Katalo.
some way, say the word.
I will. Thank you.
Alright, now we can do a little bit of
Looks like
poking
Gaia was
around
able to
here.
unlock that door. There's a lot of
Wow.
equipment in here.
holo
Gaia,
projector, huh?
what was all this for?
This
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility.
Whoa.
I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with. My
Well,
favorite?
that's cool.
Sample 626. Calotropis gigantea. The crown flower.
Ground flower.
We used to have one in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there to check under the leaves. See if any caterpillars turned into chrysalises. Now, I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
Well, that's a very nice thought. And this is Aloy's room, so don't really need to be in there. And you know, remember, as much as she fought to not be the center of attention, these guys all hold her to that high regard too. And this is, this, I don't know if I have anything. No, I don't. Don't have anything else to create an override for them, so. Well then, I guess we will head up here. And try to find where Demeter is. Man, I like that view. Look at that. Yeah, awesome. Well, that was certainly a lot of story stuff to digest. I think we'll end it here and then pick up next time doing some side missions on our way to where Demeter is. We still got Talana. I know there's at least one place I want to deep dive. And a few other little things I want to knock out before we make our way all the way across the map to Demeter. So come back soon and see what we find underwater and
So can I.
farther.